Na 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 moonlight, na 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 in the sky, na 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 you say, na 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 popcorn, na 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 moonlight, na 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 in the sky, na 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 you say, na 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 popcorn.
Hey guys, it's Juju Talk Sports, joined today by C Money Reacts, and welcome into the only channel that believes in one thing: striking first, strike fast, no mercy, sir. Anyway, we are here to break down episode 2 of Cobra Kai. So C Money broke down episode 1 already. Obviously, we both love this show, and this past weekend we got the announcement: season 4 game tape, season 3 on the way. So we gotta power through these reviews for the Slumpbuster audience. What do you say, C Money?
Oh, let's do it.
Okay. Episode 2, strike first. Now, this episode is kind of like setting up the thing. So it shows the parallels of where Johnny and Daniel's lives went. As the opening scene in there, you have Frank Sinatra playing, Daniel's life is awesome, and then all of a sudden, his mood changes significantly when he sees Cobra Kai is back in Reseda. Your thoughts on this opening scene?
I thought it was awesome, especially the fact that as Karate Kid fans, we have to appreciate that they use the old footage to show flashbacks, which I think is awesome because majority of the time movies nowadays they'll use like a CGI rendering of it or something with special effects. Cobra Kai just shows you the straight up old school footage, which I appreciate. And I just love the fact that like that gave Daniel LaRousso a little bit of PTSD because he just keeps going back to seeing Johnny just whoop him every second. So I thought it was a brilliant opening scene. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's like in episode 1, seeing Daniel flip the switch for Johnny, seeing Cobra Kai flip the switch for Daniel in episode 2. I do find it crazy, and this is my only gripe that I'll mention. You might hear me say this as we review this series. How is it that they're in such close proximity after 20 years, that they just casually keep running into each other at every few often? A lot of coincidences, but hey, it's great storytelling. I get it. I love it. We did get some introduction to some key characters in this one. Dimitri, one of Miguel's best friends. Another one of Miguel's best friends that for the time being, we will refer to as Eli. You might know him as a different name here later on as the season as it progresses. But you kind of learn, you get the feel that Miguel isn't that cool, confident kid yet. He hasn't really took into the training. And this is where Johnny, as his Sensei Lawrence, actually takes it as his responsibility to teach Miguel the principal disciplines of Cobra Kai. One of my favorite cameos or just one-off characters, spoiler alert, you won't see this guy again, is the health inspector. His little scene when he's coming in is like, Cobra Kai, cool name for a dojo. You just see like Johnny just burning internally.
Yeah, there's a lot of great comedic parts to this episode. And then also we're also introduced to Daniel's daughter. We did see her in the last episode, but this time we get a little more in depth on how she is. She's just a high schooler trying to be popular, trying to be with the popular kids, but she's still like a sweetheart at heart. And then she's friends with Aisha, which is the big school nerd, but the popular kids have to be bullies, and they just bully her throughout the episode.
I always just kind of laugh at how Hollywood producers or directors kind of look at high school bullies and how they put them so over the top, though. Obviously, a big storyline here is Sam throws a party, parents don't know about it, and then we get introduced to a lot more of her cool kid friends as she tries to distance herself from Aisha. We get, what's her name? Egan or whatever, Yasmin. There we go, Yasmin. And Yasmin's just trying to pull off every Mean Girls interpretation that she possibly can. She's trying to take all the disciplines from there, on Wednesday, wear pink. And then, of course, Sam's love interest, Kyler. And by the way, I just got to say this. This applies. So obviously this is a sports channel. So there is obviously a big popular Kyler. Kyler's a stupid name. Pick a name. It's Kyler or Tyler. You can't have both. What the hell is that kind of shit? Come on. Get it together.
Honestly, if that character went to my high school, we would be bullying him. He wouldn't be the bully. That's for sure.
It's funny. So he has that interaction too, where so speaking of going back to Daniel and Johnny's relationship, how he actually gets invited to Sam's family dinner, and Daniel does this great display to have, some sushi fresh from the ocean, awesome dinner. And he's like, oh, can I get fish sticks? What are you, Kyler, a gay fish? Come on.
Dude, not gonna lie, I clench my fist at that part because it's just like I love sushi, and just seeing that raw fish right there just makes my mouth water. It just looks so good, and it's like, dude, you want fish sticks over that? Like, what's
Yeah.
wrong?
And that leads to the big, like, climactic confrontation. So the first real confrontation between Daniel and Johnny in the series, where Daniel's asking Kyler, how did you get that black eye? What about those bruises on your knuckles and everything? And he kind of explains, hey, this random guy just happened to get in a fight. As you mentioned in your first episode review, Mr. Miyagi style beats up some friends that were picking on Miguel, his student. And he decides, I'm going to go confront Johnny right now in his dojo, and Miyagi-Do, Cobra Kai, get a little bit of a rematch showdown. You probably have seen it in the trailers where they're staring across from each other. Well, that goes back to episode 2 of Cobra Kai. If you had to rate this episode on our scale, what would you put this at, C-Money?
I would rate it as a 4. It was a good. It wasn't as good as the pilot. I still like the pilot a lot more. But this one was still a pretty good stepping stone to what's going to happen further within the season.
Okay, I mean, I'm about it that way. As you know, in most series, there's going to be a lot of filler and stuff in between, but it's just setting up the pieces. It's setting up that interplay. Like I said, the parallels between these characters on how their lives have gone, Johnny and Daniel. And for that, I'm going to stick with that 4 too. It's got some warning track power for me, but I think, as you'll see, we grew in love with the series. We're going to keep breaking it down. Keep hitting that like button, subscribing, commenting, letting us know what you think as we go through this journey. And remember, Slumpbusters, strike hard, strike fast, no mercy.
No mercy.
Hit that subscribe button first. We'll see you on the next one.
All right. See you, everybody.